Hello, my name is Daisy, and if you are watching this, maybe you have also felt that strange pain in your chest. The one that comes when you love someone, but the world says, no, I am going to tell you a story. A true story from my heart. It is about love. It is about two people who fit together like two pieces of a puzzle, but two different families tried to break those pieces apart. Stay with me, because by the end, you might cry. But you will also understand something important about hope. I grew up in a small town. Very small. You could walk from one end to the other in 20 minutes. Everyone knew everyone. My family, we had a tradition. A long, old tradition. My father's father and his father's father all followed the same rule. You marry inside our own community. Same language. Same food. Same holidays. Same way of thinking. My parents were good people. They loved me, but their love had a map with clear lines. Do not cross this line. Do not love that person. Do not even look at that person from the other side of town. The other side of town. That is where he lived. His name was Amir. Amir was not from my community. His family ate different food on holidays. They sang different songs at weddings. They prayed in a different building. To me, none of that mattered. To my father, it was everything. I first saw Amir at the town market. A Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were fish days. The whole market smelled like the river. I hated that smell. But that day, the smell did not bother me, because I saw a boy laughing near the fruit stand. He was trying to buy oranges, but the old woman selling oranges kept giving him bad ones. Soft ones. He would hold up an orange, squeeze it gently, and make a funny face. I laughed. Out loud. I did not mean to, but the sound came out. He turned. He had kind eyes. The kind that look like they have already forgiven you for something you haven't even done yet. He smiled. Are you laughing at me? He asked. I said, no. I am laughing with you. Those oranges are terrible. He looked at the orange in his hand. You are right. This orange feels like a sad sponge. I laughed again. And right there, in the middle of the fish-smelling market, something changed in me. A small door opened in my heart. A door I did not know was there. He introduced himself. Amir. Daisy, I said. That was it. A simple hello. But some hellos are heavier than others. Some hellos carry a whole future inside them. We started meeting. At first, it was an accident. Then, it was on purpose. I would find excuses to go to the market. He would find excuses to be there. We talked about small things. Music. Movies. Which bread was the softest. Silly things. But silly things feel very important when you are falling in love. One day, he asked me, Daisy, why do you look over your shoulder so much? He had noticed. Of course, he had noticed. Every time we talked, I would quickly look left and right. I was scared. Scared someone from my family would see me with him. I told him the truth. My family would not like you. He did not get angry. He did not get sad. He just nodded. And my family would not like you either, he said. So we are even. That made me smile. But inside, my stomach felt tight. Because even though we were laughing, the problem was real. The problem was big. For 3 months, we met in secret. Behind the old library. Near the riverbank where nobody went after sunset. We held hands. We shared one soda with 2 straws. We talked about our dreams. He wanted to be a carpenter. Make tables and chairs with beautiful shapes. I wanted to be a teacher. Teach little kids how to read. We are simple people, he said one night. Why do our families make life so hard? I did not have an answer. I still do not have a full answer. But I think families get scared. They hold on to traditions like a child holds onto a blanket. It makes them feel safe, even if the blanket is old and full of holes. Then, the bad thing happened. My cousin, Maya, she saw us. We were sitting on a bench near the big banyan tree. Amir was showing me a small wooden bird he had carved for me. It was beautiful, so small it could sit in my palm. He had painted it blue, my favorite color. Maya did not shout. She did not run to tell my father right away. She just stood there, her mouth open, her eyes wide. Then she turned and walked away quickly. I knew that night my whole world was going to change. I went home. My hands were shaking. I put the little blue wooden bird in my sock drawer, under all my socks, so no one would see. Dinner was quiet. My father chewed his food slowly. My mother looked at me strangely, like she was trying to read a letter written in a language she did not know. After dinner, my father said, "Daisy, stay. We need to talk." My heart fell to my feet. I sat down. My hands were under the table, holding each other tight. My father said, "Maya told me she saw you with a boy from the other side." I wanted to lie. I wanted to say, no, that was someone else. But I could not. The truth was too big in my mouth. "Yes," I said. "His name is Amir." My mother put her hand over her mouth. My father's face turned red. Not from sun, from anger. "You will not see him again," my father said. His voice was low, the kind of low that is more scary than shouting. "You know the rules. You know our traditions. You will marry inside our community. I already have someone in mind. The son of my friend Raj. He is a good boy. He works at the bank. The son of Raj. I had met him once. He was nice. Boring, but nice. He talked about interest rates and savings accounts. He never made a joke about sad sponges." I felt tears in my eyes, but I did not let them fall. Not in front of my father. I said, "Can I please just explain?" "No," my father said. He stood up. "There is nothing to explain. You are my daughter. You will follow the tradition. End of discussion." He walked out of the room. My mother looked at me. Her eyes were wet. She opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, but she closed it again. She was a good wife. She followed the tradition too. I went to my room. I closed the door. I took out the little blue wooden bird from my sock drawer. I held it in my hand. And then I let the tears come. I cried for a long time. Not the pretty crying you see in movies. The ugly crying, where your nose runs and your face gets puffy and you cannot breathe. I cried because I was not angry at my father. I was sad for him. He truly believed he was protecting me. He did not know he was breaking me. The next day, I did not go to the market. I did not go to the banyan tree. I stayed home. I helped my mother cook. I folded clothes. I acted normal. But inside, I was screaming. A week passed. Then 2 weeks. I did not see Amir. I did not call him. We did not have phones that could send secret messages. This was a time of landlines, and my father could hear every call. I thought about Amir every night. I wondered if he thought about me. I wondered if he had already forgotten me and found some other girl from his own community. That thought hurt more than my father's anger. On the 18th day, I could not take it anymore. I told my mother I was going to buy thread for sewing. She nodded. She knew. Mothers always know. I walked fast. My legs felt like they had a life of their own. I went to the banyan tree, and he was there. Amir was sitting on the bench. He looked thinner. His eyes had dark circles under them, like he had not slept. When he saw me, he stood up so fast he almost fell. "Daisy," he said. His voice was broken, like an old guitar string. "Amir," I said. And then we just stood there, looking at each other, 2 feet apart. A whole war between us. He said, "I thought you decided to obey them." I said I tried. I really tried. He came closer. He took my hand. "What do we do, Daisy?" "I cannot eat. I cannot work. I just think about you. All day, all night." I looked at his hand holding mine. His fingers were rough from woodwork. Strong. Kind. "My father wants me to marry someone else," I said. "The son of his friend." "Bank boy." Amir laughed. But it was a sad laugh. "Bank boy. Does he make you laugh?" "No." "Does he make you wooden birds?" "No." "Then he does not love you, Daisy. Not the way I love you." That word. Love. It hung in the air between us. Heavy and light at the same time. I made a decision in that moment. A stupid decision. A brave decision. I do not know which one it was. Maybe both. "Run away with me," I said. Amir's eyes went wide. "Run away? Where?" "Anywhere. Far from here. A city. A place where no one knows our families or our traditions. We can start new." He was quiet for a long time. I could see him thinking. I could see the fear in his eyes. Running away means leaving everything. Family, friends, the only life you have ever known. But then he looked at me, really looked at me, and he said, "Okay, tonight, meet me here at midnight. Bring only what you can carry in one bag." My heart was beating so fast. I nodded. I turned and walked back home. My legs were shaking. My hands were shaking. But my heart was sure. That night, I packed a small bag, 2 dresses, some money I had saved from helping my aunt at her shop, the little blue wooden bird, a photo of my mother. That was all. I waited until the house was dark. My parents' bedroom door was closed. I could hear my father snoring, a deep, heavy snore. I felt a stab of guilt. He was my father. He fed me. He clothed me. He loved me in his own hard way. But I could not live his life. I had to live mine. I opened my bedroom window. It was a small window. I had to squeeze through. I fell onto the grass outside with a soft thud. I picked up my bag, and I ran. I ran through the dark streets. The dogs barked at me. The wind was cold, but I did not stop. I ran to the banyan tree. Amir was there. He had a bag too, and in his hand, he held a small wooden flower. He handed it to me. "So you remember this night," he said. I took the wooden flower. I put it in my pocket. "Let's go," I said. We walked to the bus station. The night bus to the city left at 1 a.m. We bought 2 tickets. The man at the counter looked at us strangely. 2 young people, middle of the night, 1 bag each. He knew, but he did not say anything. Some people mind their own business. That is a kind of kindness. We sat at the back of the bus. The seats were hard. The bus smelled like old sweat and gasoline, but I did not care. Amir put his arm around me. I put my head on his shoulder, and for the first time in 18 days, I felt safe. The bus started moving. I looked out the window. My town got smaller and smaller. The lights became tiny dots. Then the dots disappeared. I was gone. The bus ride was 6 hours. 6 hours of darkness and strange sounds. The man in front of us snored loudly. A baby cried somewhere in the back. The driver played old songs on the radio. Sad songs about leaving home. I did not sleep. Neither did Amir. We just held hands. Sometimes we talked in whispers. Mostly we sat in silence. But it was a good silence. The kind where you do not need words because your hearts are talking to each other. I thought about my mother. Would she be worried? Would she cry? I knew she would. My mother cried at everything. She cried at happy movies. She cried at sad movies. She cried when she cut onions. So yes, she was crying. That thought made my chest hurt. But then I thought about the son of Raj, bank boy. I would have spent 40 years listening to him talk about interest rates. 40 years of pretending to be happy. 40 years of wondering, what if? No, I could not do that. One night of pain was better than 40 years of slow death. The sun started to rise. Pink and orange and yellow. Beautiful. Like a painting. The city appeared in the distance. Tall buildings. So many lights. So many people. I had been to the city only twice before. Both times with my father. Both times I was scared of getting lost. Now I was lost. On purpose. The bus stopped at a big station. People everywhere. Running. Shouting. Carrying bags bigger than themselves. A man was selling tea from a small cart. Another man was selling newspapers. Everyone was in a hurry. Amir held my hand tight. "Stay close to me," he said. We walked out of the station. The noise was too much. Cars honking. People talking on phones. Music from shops. My head started to hurt. But I did not say anything. I had chosen this. We found a small room for rent. It was above a laundry shop. The room was tiny. A bed. A small table. One window that looked at a brick wall. The paint on the walls was old and peeling. The bathroom was down the hall, shared with 4 other rooms. But it was ours. Amir looked around. "It is not much," he said. I sat on the bed. The mattress was thin. I could feel the springs under me. "It is everything," I said. "Because you're here." He smiled. That smile. The one that made me laugh at the fish market. My heart felt warm. The first few weeks were hard. Very hard. We had little money. I found a job cleaning tables at a small restaurant. The owner was a fat woman named Mrs. G. She was loud. She called everyone darling, but she was not very nice. She paid me very little, but it was something. Amir found work at a furniture shop. He was good with his hands. The shop owner saw him make a small chair from scrap wood. He hired him on the spot. The pay was also very little, but together we could eat. Rice and beans mostly. Sometimes eggs. Once a week, a small piece of chicken. We did not complain. We were young. We were in love. Love makes rice and beans taste like a feast. But the problems did not go away. They just changed shape. One night, I was washing dishes at the restaurant. My hands were in hot soapy water. Mrs. G came into the kitchen. She stood there with her arms crossed. "Daisy, darling," she said. "Where is your family?" I kept washing. "Far away," I said. "Too far to visit?" "Yes." She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "You are a runaway, aren't you? With that boy, the carpenter." My stomach dropped. I did not answer. She sighed. "Listen, darling. I ran away too. 40 years ago. With a man my family hated. We came to this city. We had nothing. He left me after 2 years. Found a richer woman." I turned off the water. I looked at her. Her face was hard, but her eyes were soft. "I am not saying your boy will leave you," she said. "I am saying love is not enough. You need money. You need a plan. You need to be smart." I did not know what to say, so I just nodded. She left the kitchen. I stood there, my hands dripping soapy water, a cold feeling in my chest. Love is not enough. Those words stayed with me. That night, I went back to our tiny room. Amir was there. He had made a small wooden spoon. He gave it to me. "For your cooking," he said. I took the spoon. It was beautiful, smooth and light. "Thank you," I said, but my voice was flat. Amir noticed. "What is wrong, Daisy?" I sat on the bed. I told him what Mrs. G said, about love not being enough, about needing a plan. Amir sat next to me. He put his arm around me. "Mrs. G is right," he said, "but she is also wrong. Love is not enough alone. But love is the seed. From that seed, we can grow everything else. A home, a family, a future. But we have to work. Both of us. Every day." I leaned into him. "I am scared, Amir." "I know," he said. "So am I. But we are scared together. That is better than being safe alone." I held the wooden spoon. I held his hand. And I decided to believe him. Months passed. Slowly, we built a life. I learned to cook new dishes. Cheap ones. Lentil soup with too much salt. Bread that was sometimes hard as a rock. Amir would eat it anyway and say, "Perfect." Just like my grandmother made. He lied, but it was a sweet lie. I also learned to speak the city language. It was different from my town language. People here talked faster. They used strange words. I made many mistakes. Once I asked for soap to wash my hair, but I said a word that meant cow. The shopkeeper laughed for 5 minutes. I wanted to disappear, but I also laughed. What else could I do? Amir got better at his job. The shop owner liked him. He started giving him more important work. Bigger furniture. Tables for rich people. Amir was happy. He would come home with wood dust in his hair and a big smile. One day, he said, "I will open my own shop. You will not have to clean tables anymore. You will sit at home and read books to children." "I like cleaning tables," I said. "It keeps my hands busy." He laughed. "You're strange, Daisy." "You knew that when you met me," I said. And we would laugh. And for a moment, everything felt okay. But then, the letter came. It was a Tuesday, just like the day we met. I came home from the restaurant. The room smelled like rain. There was an envelope on the bed. Someone had pushed it under the door. The writing on the front said, "Daisy." It was my mother's handwriting. My hands started to shake. I opened the envelope. Inside was a letter. Simple. Short. My mother was not a woman of many words. "Daisy," she wrote, "your father is very sick. He cannot get out of bed. The doctor says it is his heart. He asks for you. Every day. Please come home. Even for one day. He will not say it, but he is sorry. Come home, my daughter. Love, mother. I read the letter 3 times. Then I sat on the bed. The little blue wooden bird was on the table. I looked at it. I thought about my father. His red face. His loud voice. His hard hands that had held me when I was small. Amir came home an hour later. He saw my face. He saw the letter in my hand. He sat down next to me. Read it to me, he said. I read it. My voice broke in the middle. When I finished, I was crying. Amir was quiet for a long time. Then he said, you must go. What? I looked at him. But if I go, my family will not let me leave again. They will lock me in the house. They will force me to marry Bank Boy. Amir took my hands. Daisy, he is your father. He is sick. If you do not go and something happens to him, you will carry that guilt for the rest of your life. It will eat you from inside. Our love will not survive that. But our love will not survive me leaving either, I said. He touched my face. Love is not a cage, Daisy. It is a door. Sometimes you have to walk through the door, even when it is hard. I cried more. I cried so much my eyes got swollen. Amir held me. He did not tell me to stop. He just held me. The next morning, I packed a bag. The same bag I had brought from home. I put in the blue wooden bird, the wooden flower, the wooden spoon, a photo of Amir that he had taken at a shop. It was a bad photo. His eyes were half closed, but it was him. Amir walked me to the bus station, the same station where we had arrived. Now I was leaving. How long will you be gone? He asked. I do not know, I said. I will wait, he said. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. I will wait. What if my family does not let me come back? He smiled. That sad smile. Then I will come to you. I will stand outside your house every day until you come out. I will bring oranges. Good ones this time. I laughed through my tears. I kissed him. A long kiss. A kiss that tried to say everything I did not have words for. Then I got on the bus. I sat by the window. Amir stood outside. The bus started moving. He waved. I waved back. I watched him until he became a small dot. Then the dot disappeared. The ride back to my town felt longer than the ride away. Every mile felt like a year. I thought about my father. I thought about my mother. I thought about Amir standing alone in the city. When the bus arrived, my heart was pounding. I got off. The air smelled different. Like home. Like old memories. I walked to my house. The street looked the same. The same broken streetlight. The same neighbor's cat sitting on the same wall. I stood in front of my door. My hand was raised to knock. But I could not move. Fear was holding me like a giant hand. Then the door opened. My mother stood there. She looked older. Her hair had more gray. Her face had more lines. When she saw me, she did not say anything. She just opened her arms. I fell into them, like a small child. And we both cried. My mother held me for a long time. Then she pulled back and looked at my face. You are thin, she said. Are you eating? Yes, mother, I said. Rice and beans. She frowned. That is not enough. She took my bag and led me inside. The house looked the same. The same sofa with the same tear in the corner. The same clock on the wall that ticked too loud. The same smell of spices and old wood. Where is father? I asked. In the bedroom, she said. He sleeps most of the day now. The doctor says rest is best. I walked to the bedroom door. It was closed. I put my hand on the door. I took a deep breath. Then I opened it. My father was lying in bed. He looked small. I had never seen him look small before. He was always so big, so loud, so strong. But now he was just a man in a white shirt, lying under a thin blanket. His face was pale. His eyes were closed. I walked closer. The floor creaked under my feet. His eyes opened. He looked at me. For a moment, he did not say anything. He just stared, like he was not sure I was real. Daisy? His voice was weak, like a whisper from far away. Yes, father. I am here. He tried to sit up. My mother rushed to help him. She put pillows behind his back. You came back, he said. You asked for me, I said. He looked down at his hands. His hands that used to be so strong. Now they looked like old leaves. I did not think you would come. I sat on the edge of the bed. I almost did not. But Mother's letter. I could not stay away. He was quiet for a long time. The clock in the living room ticked. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Then he said I was wrong. I did not believe my ears. My father? Saying he was wrong? In our house, my father was never wrong. He was the head, the rule maker, the voice of tradition. What did you say? I asked. He looked at me. His eyes were wet. I said I was wrong. About the boy. About traditions. About everything. My mother started crying quietly in the corner. My father continued. When you left, your mother cried for a week. She would not eat. She would not sleep. I was angry at first. So angry. I wanted to find you and drag you back. But then, I got sick. And lying in this bed alone with my thoughts, I realized something. What? I whispered. Traditions are not meant to trap you, he said. They are meant to guide you. But a guide is not a jailer. If the tradition does not bring happiness, what is the point? What is the point of a daughter who follows all the rules but is dead inside? I started crying. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I could not stop them. I saw how you looked at that boy, my father said. Maya told me. She said you looked at him like he was the sun. I have never looked at anyone like that. Not even your mother. I married her because our family said so. It was a good marriage. But a good marriage is not the same as a great love. My mother walked to the bed. She sat on the other side. She took my father's hand. We want you to be happy, Daisy, my mother said. That is all we ever wanted. We just forgot. We forgot that your happiness might look different from ours. I looked at both of them. My parents. The people who raised me. The people I ran away from. And I saw them differently. Not as enemies. Not as jailers. But as two scared people who made mistakes. I love him, I said. His name is Amir. He is kind. He makes me laugh. He carves little wooden birds and flowers. He works hard. He treats me well. My father nodded slowly. Then bring him here. I want to meet him. My heart jumped. Really? You want to meet him? Yes, my father said. If he is going to be my son, I should at least see his face. I laughed. A real laugh. The first real laugh in months. I will call him. I will tell him to come. But there was a problem. Amir did not have a phone. The room we shared above the laundry shop did not have a phone. I had to send a message. I asked my uncle who lived in the city to find him. My uncle was a good man. He did not take sides. He just delivered the message. 3 days later, Amir arrived. I was sitting on the front steps of my house. The sun was setting. The sky was orange and pink. I saw a figure walking down the street. A tall figure, with a bag over his shoulder. My heart stopped. Then it started beating very fast. It was Amir. He walked up to me. He looked tired. His clothes were wrinkled, but his eyes were the same. Kind. Warm. Daisy, he said. Amir, I said. He put down his bag. Your uncle found me. He said your father wants to meet me. I thought he was joking. He is not joking, I said. Come inside. Amir looked at my house. His face was nervous. What if he hates me? Then we run away again, I said. But this time, we take better oranges. He laughed. That laugh. The one that made me fall in love. We walked inside. My mother was in the kitchen. She came out when she heard the door. She looked at Amir. Up and down. Her eyes were not angry, just curious. You are the carpenter, she said. Yes, ma'am, Amir said. He was polite. He stood straight. I brought a gift. He opened his bag. He pulled out a small wooden box. The box had flowers carved on the top. Beautiful flowers. He gave it to my mother. She opened the box. Inside was a wooden comb, smooth and light. My mother touched it gently. Her eyes got wet. This is beautiful, she said. Thank you. Then my father's voice came from the bedroom. Is that him? Bring him in. Amir looked at me. I nodded. He walked to the bedroom door. I followed behind him. My father was sitting up in bed. He had put on a clean shirt. He had even combed his hair. He was trying to look strong. Amir stopped at the door. "Sir," he said, "my name is Amir. I love your daughter. I have loved her since the day she laughed at me in the market." My father looked at him for a long time. The room was silent. I could hear my own heartbeat. Then my father said, "Come closer. Let me see your hands." Amir walked closer. He held out his hands. His hands were rough, full of small cuts and calluses from woodwork. My father looked at the hands. "These are working hands," he said. "Good. A man who works with his hands understands value." Amir did not say anything. He just stood there. My father looked at his face. "You are from the other community. Different food, different prayers, different songs." "Yes, sir," Amir said. "Do you love my daughter?" "More than my own life, sir." My father was quiet again. Then he smiled. A small smile. The first smile I had seen on his face in years. "Then welcome to the family, son," he said. I started crying. Amir started crying. Even my mother started crying. My father? He did not cry, but his eyes were wet. That was enough. Amir and I got married 3 months later. It was a small wedding. My family came. His family came. At first, his family was also angry. But when they saw how happy Amir was, they changed. Love has a way of changing people. Not always, but sometimes. We did not have a big party. We did not have expensive clothes. We had simple white clothes. We had flowers from the garden. We had food that both families cooked together. Different dishes, different spices, different songs. But at one table, at the end of the night, my father stood up. He was still weak from his sickness, but he stood up. He raised a glass of water. "I was wrong," he said to everyone. "I thought traditions were walls, but today I see they can be bridges, if we let them." Everyone clapped. Even Amir's father clapped. After the wedding, Amir and I moved back to the city, but we visited my parents every month. My father got stronger. He started eating better. The doctor said it was because he was happy again. Amir opened his own small furniture shop. It was not big, just a small room with his tools and some wood. But he was his own boss. I stopped cleaning tables. I started teaching little kids how to read, how to write, how to be kind. We had a daughter 2 years later. We named her Noor. It means light, because that is what she brought to our lives. When Noor was 5 years old, she asked me one day, "Mama, why do you have so many little wooden things? A bird, a flower, a spoon." I picked her up. I sat her on my lap. "Because your father made them for me," I said. "Back when we had nothing but love." "Is love enough?" she asked. I thought about Mrs. G. I thought about my father. I thought about the bus ride, the tiny room, the rice and beans, the fear, the hope. "Love is the seed," I said. "But you have to water it with hard work, with patience, with forgiveness. Then it grows into a tree big enough for a whole family to sit under." Noor did not understand all of it. She was only 5. But she smiled, and she hugged me, and I looked out the window of our small apartment. The sun was setting, orange and pink, just like the night Amir came to my father's house. I thought about that day at the fish market. The smell, the sad sponge orange, the laugh, the hello. Some hellos carry a whole future inside them. That is my story. Daisy, the girl who ran away and came back. The girl who broke traditions and made new ones. The girl who learned that love is not always easy, but it is always worth it. If you are watching this and you are in a similar situation, loving someone your family does not approve of, I want you to remember something. Be patient. Be kind. But do not stop being brave. Your family may surprise you, or they may not. Either way, you have to live your own life, not the life someone else chose for you. Thank you for listening to my English story. I hope it helped you learn. But more than that, I hope it helped you feel. Because that is what stories are for. To make us feel less alone. Take care of your heart. And if you find someone who makes you laugh about sad sponge oranges, hold on to them.